talk about Prize Picks, the sponsor of today's show. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. They'll match your deposit, match up to $100. And if you want to spice up your NFL Sunday, get started with Prize Picks right now. Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money, daily fantasy sports game. And if you're looking to have more fun on game day, look no further than Prize Picks. You want to play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names from the Prize Picks community each week. Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if one of your players who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second half, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. For tonight's game, I have Derek Carr getting more than 233.5 yards per game and Matthew Stafford getting more than 224.5. So get started with Prize Picks right now. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS, for deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency partner. Use code CLNS. It's real easy. 4 letters, get $100 match when you sign up. So download the app today. The link will be in the description and comment section of this video. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. We are here, folks, for the One Pride podcast to talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and we have a good time at doing so. Welcome, welcome, welcome. SW Lion 16, P Blues, Chrome, LFG, Kirk Kasprick, Rocky Watts, Robert Bruce, the Dern in here early, Lisa DeLorenzo, LFG, Jerry Burnswell, Mr. Fresh Sports, Robert Bruce, everybody, welcome James Janella into this bad boy, getting into our beloved Detroit Lions. Sunday, the biggest game for the Lions in the past 30 years. This is where we can seal and deliver the NFC North to Detroit. Lions win the NFC North. We need a victory in a big-time way. So in the comment section right now, will the Lions win? Y for yes and for no. Y means we win the NFC North. Win it. We need to win it in a big way. We got Keith O'Gavin, Dan, Basketball Videos, Mr. Fresh, Big M, Southern California, Tony, Chris Winsmuth. Welcome. While you all put that in there, I cannot wait. You already know. The Monarch says you already know. Dan says you already know. Why? Big M, why? Keith, why? Travis, why? Everybody's got the Lions winning. Why? From Jerry, Chrome, NFC North champs, baby. Kurt, why? Basketball, why? Nick, why? Chrome, of course, we got to do it. It's a big one. Let's go play Stafford in the playoffs. Taylor wants to play Stafford in the playoffs. Oh, my God. What did I say? I said, oh, my God. Playing Stafford in the playoffs. Oof. I don't know, man. I don't want to play Stafford. I really don't want to play Matthew Stafford. I don't want to do it. But division champs would be glorious. It'd be the first time since 1993. All we got to do is go to Minnesota and beat the Vikings. Nick Mullins will be their quarterback, at least to start the game. Maybe they switch it up because why? They've been doing a lot of that over there in Minnesota for some time. And they got some weapons over there on offense. They do. They got Justin Jefferson. This guy is great. A guy named T.J. Hutchinson. I think he's from Detroit from what I remember. And Addison. They got some weapons over there, but they're reeling on the offensive line. Their right tackle may not be playing. I was just on with Lupicus last night, and I asked him about it, and he says probably their right tackle, O'Neal, will not be playing in this game, and that's a big benefit to the Detroit Lions defensive line. It truly is, because we need to get after Mullins. Mullins is susceptible to throwing some turnovers, and we need him to throw turnovers. He's a decent backup, but he throws picks. We need more picks in this game. He's not a mobile guy. He's not Joshua Dobbs. He's going to tear you with his legs. He's not that. He is a guy who stands in the pocket and throws the football. Interestingly enough, that's the type of quarterback we like going against, is the guys who can stand in the pocket and throw the football. It's the mobile quarterback that tears us up. It is that type of quarterback that hurts us. So it's actually good. I'm kind of shocked they don't go with Dobbs, because that type of quarterback actually hurts our defense. So, look, if they stay with Nick Mullins, I like it. I love it, and I want some more of it, because mobile quarterbacks hurt. Stand in the pocket quarterbacks is something that we can deal with. So that's benefit the Lions. But look, if it goes south quickly for Mullins over there, I could see a situation where they bring in Joshua Dobbs. So we just got to be very careful with that, because we got to be able to understand that the mobile quarterback, especially Joshua Dobbs, he's not great passing the football, but he can he can run the football pretty well. So we got to be careful for that. Be very, 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 very careful. Before we get into that, though, we do got some news here. The Lions have made a signing. They signed cornerback Craig James to the practice squad. We have an injury to Jerry Jacobs for special teams, so he will predominantly be there if we bring him up at all. I'm not even going to really get into it. Just say that we got another cornerback here for our beloved Detroit Lions to utilize in their game. Lions are really good in the health front. Really, really good in the health front, and that's fantastic news. Only people that really didn't practice is Jerry Jacobs, whom, okay, he's pretty much a backup right now, and that's pretty much really it. The Lions are good. Penei Sewell was limited with the shoulder. He'll be good to go. He'll play in the game, folks. There's nothing there to worry about. He will be playing. And Brock Wright did not practice, but again, it's not like it's Sam Laporte or anything like that. C.J. Gardner-Johnson returned to practice. He did, and that is a Ultra Combo! Oh, man, finally, C.J. Gardner-Johnson returned to practice. Now, I don't think he's going to be playing on Sunday, but guess what? He's nearly back, and I probably suspect Dallas would be the target game for him to return for the Detroit Lions, but him for the playoffs is what we need, right? It's just him for the playoffs. Jason Kabinda also, but I guess that's okay. Whatever. I expect James Houston probably to get to start the 21-day window next week, Wednesday. That's what I suspect. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson, oh my God. Aren't you guys happy? Aren't you guys happy about that? Hey, Ant-Man says, heard the front runner for MVP is, he says, Mike, no way, it's gotta be the Ant-Man. He is the front runner for the MVP. When you got, CD Deuce coming back, Dallas game, that's what I expect him to come back. That's kind of where I think he will. He's always a little bit earlier than other people, but I wouldn't expect him to play on Sunday. It just seems to be too quick. But look, when you're talking about a mutant like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, look, he literally is part of the Marvel Universe because he's a mutant. His special power is Wolverine and healing. Who knows? Maybe he does return back, but I would suspect Dallas Cowboys. But look, I'll never put anything past C.J. Gardner-Johnson. This guy, like I said, is a mutant. Sam Laporta wins NFL Rookie of the Week. As expected, 3 touchdowns. The guy is awesome. If there was no C.J. Stroud, he would be Rookie of the Year, but he is a great player for our beloved Detroit Lions, so he wins Rookie of the Week for the second straight week. Awesome, awesome, awesome for our Detroit Lions. Again, let's get into the Lions and Minnesota Vikings here. Look, Minnesota's going to be fighting their booty off in this game. They have to win out to win the division, and all these teams are 7-7, so these guys, they're going to fight, man. They're not going to be giving up. It's not going to be some game they're just going to lay down. That's not the case at all. Their defense is really good. I'm not going to lie, though. I think the Lions can beat up on this defense. And why do I say that? I think they're figured out a little bit. I think the Lions can figure them out. They blitz a ton. But we got 2 players that are really good against the blitz. And players that you want, if you want to stop the blitz, you use Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, just pass off to him or do a handoff. He will negate blitzes really easily. And I think if they want to do any sort of wide receiver screen or anything like that, any player in the screen pass, you can do Jamison Williams, you can do a St. Brown, you can do Khalif Raymond. I think we got players that really can negate what they're going to do defensively when I look at it. And look, go ahead and blitz 56% of the time or 60% of the time. The Lions can carve it up because look, if you blitz and say a Jahmyr Gibbs gets past that front, it's over. He's going to take it to the house. And I don't know if that's something that the Vikings want to do. I kind of hope they do it. I really do, because we're a team. I want you to blitz consistently because Ben Johnson will kill you on that thing. Now, look, sometimes they'll hit home on the blitz, no doubt. But I think it would be a mistake to do it a lot. And I think the Lions can negate it. But they're a good defense there, no doubt about it. Points per game, they're only allowing 19.2. I'm taking the over on that. That's 7th in the NFL. Total yards per game, they only give up 316. That's 13th in the NFL. Passing yards per game, they only give up 224. That's 17th in the NFL. Rushing, they're 5th in the NFL, 92. I think the Lions will put up over 30 points in this game. And I know that sounds crazy. There's no way. It's a good defense. I think I like this matchup for Sunday. I do. And I think the Lions are going to be extremely hungry and emotional for this game. Understanding that if they win this game, they win the NFC North, Dan Campbell and this team is going to go all out in this game. They're going to probably play the best. I feel they'll play the best that they have played all year long, and it's a road game, and they're good on the road. The offensive line is intact. It is completely healthy. When the offensive line is healthy, we dominate offensively. We do. Our offense is different when it's healthy compared to being hurt. I think the Lions will put up 32 points at least in this game. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm doing it right there. Again, it's all on the offensive line. I think if the offensive line stays healthy, the Lions win this game. No turnovers for sure. Again, and I think it all goes to the offensive line. Fumbling, why? Because he's getting hit. To the offensive line being bad. Interception, because he's throwing a bad pass, because he's getting pressured, because the offensive line isn't protecting. Right now we're healthy. Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell, he limited yesterday, but he'll play in this game. We all know Penei Sewell. I think the Lions will be good from that standpoint. Offensively, I think we will be good. I think the Lions can get the job done. I do. I think when I look at this matchup, I think the Minnesota Vikings are just playing the Lions at the worst time. Literally, if we win, we win the NFC North. That is a terrible time to face the Detroit Lions. I feel like we're gonna have a repeat of the Broncos game, where the Lions are just on a different level of nuts. I mean, the Lions fans can feel it. You can hear it when you hear the players talk yesterday on, getting interviewed. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he's coming back. The Lions got the swag. They do. And we got a $1.99 super from my guy right here. He says, Dallas has a problem with stopping the run. Thank you for that super chat, Hernando. I truly do appreciate it. I do appreciate right there, Hernando. And I agree with you. I think that they are a team that can get beat in the run game. I do think that Dallas can get defeated in the run game. And guess what? The Lions run the football quite a bit. So that's going to be a fun matchup. But Dallas is better at home by far. They're undefeated at home. It's not going to be easy. Just take one game at a time, though, right? So we're focusing right now on this Vikings game, and I think the Lions can get it done offensively. Vikings offense right now, points per game, they're 20.7. That's 21st in the NFL. They're up and down. Like, they put up yards this last week. It's with Nick Mullins, but he turned the ball over twice. It's all on the quarterback position. Kirk Cousins, he made that offense do great. He's down. Joshua Dobbs, he really hurt this offense. Nick Mullins, he's more of a Kirk Cousins than Joshua Dobbs, but he's not Kirk Cousins, right? Total yards per game, 347.4, 11th in the NFL. Again, they do put up yards, and they put up yards even with Mullins last week, but he turned the ball over bad. Passing yards per game, 248, that's 7th in the NFL. Again, that's what they're doing. Rushing yards per game, 23rd and 115. The Lions is going to stop the run game. They've been doing it all year. If they want to run the football, good luck. It would have to be with Joshua Dobbs, who's not playing right now. But they could switch it up mid-game. And maybe they'll do some wildcat at some point. O'Connell knows that the Lions are not good against the mobile quarterback, so maybe he'll have some plays in there for that. The Lions just got to keep an eye on that. Turnovers, they're bad. They're -6, like the Detroit Lions, 25th in the NFL. Lions are -5. I think this is a buzzsaw game. This is a buzzsaw game. And the Lions played so well versus Denver. The momentum now, knowing that we're getting healthy, the knowing that everything's on the line. Jared Goff is a clutch guy, knowing that this is a clutch game. I have no doubt that he'll come in this game and play really well. Obviously, you got to worry about Danielle Hunter. He's a wrecking ball, 15.5 sacks. This guy is phenomenal. The offensive line, maybe they need to chip this guy. They didn't do a lot because Danielle Hunter can take over a game, and he is just a phenomenal player. That's why we wanted him in the trade deadline. That's why we want him in free agency, because he is a great player. DJ Wanham, 8 sacks as well. He's a really good player. The Lions' offensive line's got their work cut out for them, but I do trust a healthy offensive line. I do trust them. I 100% do. Harrison Smith, their safety, still getting it done at his old age. 3 sacks. He's a good safety. But the Lions' look, if their blitz don't pick up the Detroit Lions, if their blitz don't get home, the Lions are going to pick them apart. I mean, you look what the Cincinnati Bengals did to them. And they're the backup quarterback right now. They put up, I think it was 28 points or 31. I'd have to look exactly at it. But they won the game in overtime. The Lions' offense is better, a better football team than that right now. I mean, right now, when you have the offensive line healthy, you cannot stop this offense. It is an elite offense when healthy. If it's not healthy, it's not as good as what it is. When it is healthy, it's unstoppable. And the Detroit Lions offensive line is healthy right now. Vikings love to blitz with Harrison Smith. They do. And I love what Ben Johnson will do. Screen. And you look what Cincinnati did. Cincinnati negated it. They negated it. And I think the Lions going to learn a lesson right there. Because, look, you live and die by the blitz. You do. And I think the Lions can live by it. I think they'll get rid of the football quick. And they're going to run the football quite a bit. And I'm telling you, if you blitz, we run the football, and Jahmyr Gibbs get past that first wave, it's over. It's over. The Lions are, I believe in this Lions offensive line, be able to open up the holes. Remember, Chicago is #1 run defense. The Lions put up nearly 200 yards on them. The Lions can run the football, and that is just a gut punch to any defense. Justin Jefferson will be playing in this game. 100% playing in this game. He is a great player. But again, it's all really on Nick Mullins. That's the problem with the offense for the Vikings right now, is they're going in and out with the quarterback position. And I think the Detroit Lions will do a good enough job. Look, our defense will get there. You know, they'll get beat up a little bit because the Vikings does have I feel like they got weapons to do it. T.J. Hutchinson will get some. Justin Jefferson will get some. Addison will get some. No doubt, but they played better. They played better last week because of 2 players. Elfutu Melifonwu and Voldemort. Vildor. I mean, they played better because Jerry Jacobs was not playing and Tracy Walker was not playing. That the defense is better when you got players that can actually do a job. And I think the Lions will play better defensively because of that. We've been talking about this all year until they gave Vildor, anybody at that matter, because Jerry Jacobs was playing so bad. We just wanted anybody. They put in Vildor, and the defense played better. Melifonwu, the defense played better. Justin Jefferson will be playing in this game. He'll be playing in this game. Yes, he will be. He played last week versus Cincinnati Bengals, knowing the fact that they have to win out for the Vikings. They're going to be trying to play everybody, too, as much as they can, except for if you have a concussion or right now, as they're dealing with the offensive line for their team. You think they will double down on Justin Jefferson? I don't think they will, because we haven't been doing that all year. And they got so many weapons, it's quite difficult, actually, because the offense for Minnesota it's not just a one-weapon offense. Man, they can kill you from the tight end position and 3 wide receivers. Brandon Powell's pretty good, too. So their offense has got weapons. It's all on Mullins. It's all on Mullins. Can the Lions get to him? If they get to him, the Lions should do good defensively. If they don't and he's just standing there, we're going to have to win an offensive game. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. And can we get turnovers? Mullins gave up 2 interceptions, and they were bad interceptions. They're not. It was not a close one. They were terrible. And Mullins is not some great quarterback. Okay, he's not some world beater of a quarterback for that football team. And so the Lions, they got to get under his skin. They do. They got to get under Nick Mullins' skin and get the job done. That's what they got to do. Let's look at his stats for Nick Mullins. 29 touchdowns to 25 interceptions. That's career-wise. Nick Mullins, he is basically 50-50 here. And that's what he did last week, is 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So the Lions have an opportunity here to get some turnovers in this game, and they need to. They need to. That's what they got to do. That's what we got to do. 3 games this year, he's got 386 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 2 touchdowns. He's a completion percentage of 76.1, so he's pretty good there. $5 super chat from my guy, Josh Jackson. Thank you so much for that $5 because I care, brother Josh. Thank you so much for that super chat. And I truly do appreciate it, man. You know, look, it goes, it helps out everything. It's humbling to get super chats by people. I truly do appreciate it. We got 198 in the building. Can we get to 100 likes? That's 48 away. That helps out as well. And it gets it going good for the channel. I'm trying to find something here on my thing, and I cannot find it. It's cray. It's absolutely cray. Raw Detroit says Jordan Addison, wide receiver, is a dog. He is a dog. They got weapons for sure, man. And look, if Kirk Cousins was their quarterback, I have no doubt that they would not be 7-7. They would probably be like a 9-win team or closer to 10-win team because they were on fire until he got injured, and Addison was tearing it up. But I was talking to the fellas from Lupicus last night, the Vikings. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, friends of mine, and they said that the offensive line was wobbly, wasn't doing great. Injury to the right tackle, they say probably not going to play. And Mullins is a Sean Hill-esque player for the Vikings, and where you'll get double amount of touchdowns as well as interceptions. So it's all going to be on Mullins. It's all going to be on the Lions' defensive line. Can they get pressure like they did against the Denver Broncos? Can Aidan Hutchinson, Bruce Irvin, and company get pressure? That's going to be a big question. Can they get pressure? And so, look, the Lions, I could see a situation where the Lions win in a close one. I could see a situation where they win in a blowout. That's because of the momentum of the players. I think this is like a momentum type of game, right? Where you got everybody so hyped that they're going to put up a great performance. And I do expect that the fans will travel as well. I expect 50% Lions fans there. They've done all year long. Can you imagine knowing that the Lions, if they win the division, that you're going to win it there? And you know Lions fans are going to want to see that, so I'm sure a lot of Lions fans are traveling for this game. So it's going to be half Lions, half Vikings, so the crowd will be into it. Lions do a good performance. Again, if you look at it's all STEM. I've been saying this. I say it on the Huge Show every week. I say it on my channel every week. I've been saying it. If the offensive line is healthy and they're dominant, the Lions are dominant offensively. When they're not, we're not, and we're not. The Lions are healthy. Hopefully it stays that way, but Lions are healthy. You got Graham Glasgow, right guard, Frank Ragnow at center, Jonah Jackson, left guard, Taylor Decker, left tackle, and a Penei Sewell, right tackle. And guess what? Taylor Decker was dealing with an injury last week. He's not even on the injury report. So he's good to go right there. Mr. Fresh with a 5th-time super chat. Thank you, Mr. Fresh Sports, with a super sticker. 5th one for the live stream. I appreciate you very, very much. And for whatever reason, it has not come on my screen right here. It's come on my other screen, but not on this screen. So as soon as it will, I will throw it up for you, but it just has not done that. But I see it right here. It's weird how that does that. It is weird how that occurs. It's weird. Before it and when it does that, I will put it on the Big M. Mike, another big game from Iffy. 2 out of 2. Let's make it 3 out of 3. Iffy is playing really good. Afutu Melifonwu is playing out of his mind right now, and I love it. I've liked Iffy way from the draft. And he's doing great given the opportunity. He's had 2 opportunities, and he's balled out. Hell, I made him as my defensive player last week. He's good in the run game. He's playing good in the pass. He's fast, so when they use a blitz for him, he's hitting home. He's big, and he's physical. I love Afutu Melifonwu. I'm happy that he's playing. I'm happy he's playing well. Yes, I expect another good game from Afutu Melifonwu. And after this, I expect Tracy Walker not to be a Detroit Lion after this season. The amount of money he's making, he'll get cut. Or he'll have to take a gigantic pay decrease. Because the Lions can save about $10 million by cutting him. And with the rise of Afutu Melifonwu, and you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and you got all these other safeties here, it didn't pop up, my guy, for Mr. Fresh on here. I'm really sorry. It didn't, but I definitely acknowledge you. It did not pull up my screen for whatever reason. James Janela with a $5 super! Mike, do you think that the Lions could have 2,000-yard rushers and receivers, Gibbs and Montgomery? Yes, I do. Yes. We got 3 games left, and I expect the Lions to have 2 1,000-yard rushers. It's crazy to believe, but it's 100% going to happen. Literally, I think I got about 200 for Montgomery to go and 250 for Jahmyr Gibbs to go with 3 games. Yeah, and we run the football a lot, man. So, yeah, St. Brown's already got 1,000. You got about 220 to go for Laporta. Yeah, why not? 3 games? Yeah. And that's insane. Insane to think about. It's insane, and I love it. And if you give Jared Goff, look, when we got Donovan Peoples-Jones, everyone's like, where is he? He sucks, he sucks. Last 2 games, he's caught everything that's come his way. Lions got weapons galore, man. Every weapon can catch something. Every single weapon is... Jamison Williams is not dropping footballs. St. Brown is doing phenomenal. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, Jahmyr Gibbs. This freaking offensive weapons for the Lions is I've never seen. It's the best offense that I've ever seen. It's the best offense I've ever seen. And if this offensive line is intact, it's very difficult for teams to stop. And I hope Flores blitzes 60% of the time, because these fast weapons and Khalif Raymond and Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams and a guy like St. Brown who loves to do yak, they're going to do some damage in this game. I hope they do that. I hope they blitz 60% of the time. Jared Goff just stand there and do a quick pass. I'll do a screen. I'll just dump it off really quick. And I'm going to let these guys do their job. I'm going to let these guys do their job. It's going to be a fun game, folks. I think the Lions win it. I got 32. I think 24 is what I did. I think the Lions win this game, and we win the NFC North. I think we do, folks. I think we do. And it would be glorious. Tonight there's a game. We got the New Orleans Saints versus the Los Angeles Rams. We need to be wanting the Saints to win this game. We need the Saints to win this game. Goff hasn't looked good in the last 5. He looked great this last week. This is what I've been saying. If you watch what's taken place, first off, Jared Goff looked elite this last game. Here is how this offense in Jared Goff works. It is very simple. I've been saying it forever. It's the offensive line. Stupid. It's the offensive. Like, what do they say? It's something else stupid. Like the old saying. I'm not saying you're stupid, but that's how the old saying is something stupid, right? It's the offensive line. When you have a healthy offensive line, the offense is elite. When you have a banged up offensive line, the offensive line is not good. Jared Goff looks terrible. It's the offensive line. This offensive line is healthy, and we had a healthy offensive line. Then Denver, bam, dominated them. You look at all the games that we didn't look good in, our offensive line was banged up. The games we looked really good in, our offense looked really good in, our offensive line was healthy. It is really predicated on that. It's really predicated. It's really, really, really not. How's Denver a bad team? They came into the game and they won 6 out of 7. How are they a bad team? They were not a bad team at all. Let's look at who they beat in that stretch. Who they beat in that stretch where they were just absolutely annihilating teams. They beat the Green Bay Packers. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Minnesota Vikings. They beat the Cleveland Browns. They just lost the Houston Texans, who at that time C.J. Stroud was playing. He's playing at a high level. They beat the Chargers 24-7. Those are good teams. The Bills, Browns, Chiefs, the Packers, whom beat us, and the Vikings. And they just lost the Houston Texans. They were playing great up until they came to Detroit. They beat some dominant teams. Let's see. The offense is great, but the defense needs to show up. Yeah, I always say that, 100%. They got to continue. Look, the defense has played well the last 2 weeks, and it's because of Vildor and Afutu Melifonwu replacing Tracy Walker and Jerry Jacobs. Yeah, hopefully they continue that. It's going to be a challenge, though. They're going to give up some yards here because the Vikings' offense is good, even with Nick Mullins, because they got good weapons. So, but look, all the defense has got to do is play good, not great. That's all they got to do. Play decent. I'm not going to go good. Just play decent, and the Lions have a shot. Vikings are able to run and throw on the Bengals. The Lions need to stop the run. Yeah, we definitely need. Look, the Lions' run defense is one of the best in football. The only time we get destroyed is when it's a mobile quarterback. That's it. Like, if you're not a mobile quarterback and you're trying to run the football, it's not happening. We are stopping running backs. We're not stopping the mobile quarterback, but we are absolutely stopping the running back, and I have no doubt the Lions will stop their run game. Unless it's Joshua Dobbs, who comes in like second half of the game or something. But if it's Nick Mullins, 4 quarters, the Lions are going to stop their run game. I have no doubt. We have done great this year doing that. Thank God it's been 30 years. Detroit fans deserve a great year finally. Mr. Fresh, I am with you. We deserve the NFC North. It is our time. Man, like, we've been waiting forever. Everybody else gets it. The Vikings had it last year. The Green Bay Packers had it 5 million years. The Chicago Bears has had it. It's our time. And I got no real hate for the Minnesota Vikings. I think we all can agree it's #FGB. Our division hates Green Bay the most. But it's just, we got to beat them to win it. And look, if we win it, we're happy. We win the NFC North, and the next is seeding, right? Then we got to focus on the Dallas Cowboys. Can we beat Dallas? I still will have Dallas beating us when I do the prediction video because they're so good at home. But I think it's going to be a game kind of like the Seattle game where it's going to be back and forth, and maybe last possession wins the game. That's kind of where I see it because Dallas's defense has really not showed up lately. I don't know what's going on with those guys, but their offense is really good at home. And Lions, I think the Lions, it's obviously a dome game, so I think the Lions will be close, but I'll still favor Dallas. But make no mistake about it, they can win the game. But I'll still favor Dallas in that game because they're just so dominant. Oh man, I love your avatar, by the way. I'm a drywall. I'm a drywaller. It's funny because I used to drywall. I used to be, my family owned a drywall company. And so then you having him on there, man, that's funny. That's funny. No way we beat Wilson and Dan Campbell and Denver Broncos coach are very good friends. Dallas is due for a loss at home. They are due for a loss at home, Big M. I agree with you, but it's not going to be easy at all. It's not. I mean, if we're going to go, I would have to be. Look, I want them to win, but they're juggernauts at home. They are. They're 100% juggernauts at home. Let's see, old lady from the Titanic. It's been 30 years. Yeah, man, it's been. And wouldn't it be a great present, right? Christmas Eve, Lions get that victory for sure. He says, I'm not that lazy. Obviously, conversation going in there, but it has nothing to do with me. James Cooks made them look like fools. Yeah, man. Look, man, Lions may just simply hand the ball off 2 out of 3 times in this game, too. Jahmyr Gibbs is averaging 9.1 yards a carry this season. That's absolutely crazy. He's up there. Look, he's having a dominant year. If it wasn't for Christian McCaffrey, he'd be the best running back in the NFL right now. He's playing at an all-pro level right now. And we got Dave Montgomery's averaging 5 yards a carry. Our run game's ridiculous, man. This run game is ridiculous. And I love what Steve K says here. God, I love it, man. I agree with it, too. And that's old Ric Flair type of thing. To be the man, you got to beat the man. To be the man, you got to beat the man. To be the best, you got to beat the best. 100%. I love it. I love it. Goff MVP? No. I'm not going to put Goff MVP right now. He had that stretch, 4-game stretch, where he looked bad. I would probably give it to, on all honesty, man, you could look at, who I just talked about, running back for San Francisco 49ers. Christian McCaffrey's having a good one. Brock Purdy's having a good year. I understand it's more of a system quarterback, but you could say that your Jared Goff's the same thing as well. Even Dak Prescott's having a pretty good. He had a horrible game this past weekend, but he's got some good numbers there. Tyreek Hill, before he got injured, I don't think he's going to get 2,000 yards. He's up there. I wouldn't put Jared Goff as MVP, but look, if you want to say that, it's like, look, man, I know the fans were cheering MVP after the win of Denver Broncos. I'm not upset. It's not crazy to say it. Let's Talk Lions. Is this Let's Talk Lions Jay? Is this Jay from Let's Talk Lions? But I'm not going to be upset if you come out there and say that. No, man, I don't think it's like no way. It's not that type of thing. Not that type of thing. If you want to, hey, go ahead. Lamar Jackson could be in for it too. Jerry Goff. Let's see here. Purdy or Lamar. Yeah, there's some other people you could put in there too. Good evening, Weston Lyon. What's up, Weston Lyon? Hope you are having a good time over there in England. Over there, across the pond. If you got questions, throw a hashtag in the comment section. We'll go ahead and answer it for you. And here's one. If I miss it, don't be pissed if I miss your question. Just copy paste it. I do not ignore any question. Just copy and paste it. I have a queue, and that's what makes me screw it up. It's the queue. It's not you. If we win a playoff game, Dan Campbell needs a statue right next to Barry Sanders. That and Jared Goff. Look, man, I've been saying this. If Jared Goff wins us a playoff game, like, I'll buy a Goff jersey. I'll be happy, man. Like, same with Dan Campbell. They've done something that we haven't done. Imagine if we get the number 2 seed, folks. The Lions legitimately, if we get the number 2 seed, should be favored. If it's not San Francisco, the Lions can beat the Eagles at home. The Lions can beat Dallas at home. The Lions can beat Minnesota at home. The Rams scare the crap out of me because of Stafford. The Lions could beat the Rams at home. It does scare me just because of Stafford. I've seen no Stafford comebacks. But the Lions can beat anybody at home. I do think San Francisco gets the number 1 seed, and they'll host the NFC Championship. And look, the Lions could win 2 playoff games. They could do it. And look, if the Lions went to San Francisco and we just control the clock, you know what I'm saying? We run the football, keep that offense on the sideline, you would have a shot. I still would get San Francisco the absolute odds to do it. But look, it's any given Sunday, right? The Lions, if they run the football, if they're to go to San Francisco and you're running 2 out of 3 times, and we make it like a 20-21 type of game, the Lions would have a shot. But I still would say San Francisco has the odds for sure. Let's see. If Stroud misses more games, could Laporta go into the Rookie of the Year? No. What C.J. Stroud's already done this year is unbelievable for a rookie quarterback. Absolutely unbelievable. He's got to have it. I'm sorry. C.J. Stroud is having a magnificent year as a rookie. I've never seen anything like it as a rookie quarterback. If he was on a good team, say he was on, I don't know, if he was a Viking, right? If he got drafted the Vikings probably win the NFC North. That's how what he's doing for Houston Texans is amazing. Just amazing. C.J. Stroud's an amazing player. Who do you think should be Defensive Player of the Year? How about this? How about Danielle Hunter, the Vikings edge rusher? He should be up there for Defensive Player of the Year. 15.5 sacks. He's done a phenomenal job for the Minnesota Vikings, and I think he should be up for it for sure. He really should. He's had a great year, so if you're a Vikings fan, look, I don't hate your team at all. I actually, I got a little soft spot for Kirk Cousins. Kind of felt bad that he went down for the year, even though it helped my team out. So if you're a Vikings fan, I don't hate. It's not like Green Bay, right? But Danielle Hunter, I think absolutely should be probably in consideration. Cam Newton's rookie season was crazy as well. It was pretty insane, but still, I think C.J. Stroud may be the best of all. I've never seen anything like it. I don't care if we will help with the crowd 100%. And if the offensive line is healthy, the Lions can beat any team. I'm going to say that they look like, when they're offensive line, they look like juggernauts. They do. And they can just beat up on anybody. If their offensive line is not healthy, they can lose to anybody. That's where the Jekyll and Hyde comes from. I've seen it enough, and hopefully they stay healthy, right? I think that's huge. That's huge. You see Jared Goff, if he stands in that pocket and he doesn't get that pressure, that offensive line is doing his job, he'll pick you apart, man. He looks like an elite quarterback when an offensive line is healthy. He does. He's a different quarterback when that offensive line is healthy, and he will tear butts up. He will. Does Bill Belichick retire? No, he doesn't retire. I don't think he retires. He should retire. I think he should retire, but I don't think he does retire. I think the game's past him. I'm sorry, man. Look, what would his record be? Let's keep it 100. What would his record be if he didn't have Tom Brady? Because Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay, wins a Super Bowl, still a good team over there at his old age. Ever since Tom Brady left that team, they're butt cheeks. So I think time has passed him by. I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Fame coach, because he is, but would he be the way he is? Probably not. New lines. If you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Hashtag lines, though, because I will simply miss it. Lions are legit. I believe in them. You're also very realistic. They have to compete for a Super Bowl, move them to the NFC Championship, but the 49ers would be a tough game. Oh, yeah, because what makes the 49ers so tough is their offense is like the Detroit Lions, but they haven't really shown a weakness. Their offense is like the Lions' offense, but they haven't, they've had a bad 3-game stretch, and that's really it. They have blown teams out multiple occasions, and their defense is really good. So, look, I think the Lions I think they could go toe-to-toe with them, but I still give the edge to the 49ers just because they don't really have a weakness. I think they're the best team in the NFL. I think there's a San Francisco 49ers, honestly, than everybody else. But look, maybe they lose. We need the Ravens to win this Sunday, right? I'd love to get that number 1 seed. If somehow San Francisco falls off a cliff, they lose versus the Baltimore Ravens, that would be great. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Let's see here. Let me look for these hashtags in here. When does Aleem come back? I think in 2 weeks. I didn't pop it up, but I did see it before it went away. I think in about 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, definitely. Dan Marino was amazing. You're correct. Dan Marino, yeah, he's up there, man. Dan Marino was awesome. He had a great rookie season. Second round pick too. He wasn't the second overall pick. So that he's up there with Dan Marino's type of numbers, 100%. Let's see, SW. What do you think about more pre-snap motion by St. Brown and JMO continues the Vikings defense? I don't mind that at all. I don't mind it. It's worked. And I have, especially with St. Brown, he's really good. I trust him a little bit more in that aspect, but I have no problem with the pre-snap motion. Our offense doesn't do a lot of false starts compared to holdings, so I'm fine with it. Just amazing that we are 3 games up with 3 games to go. Very possible. Last game of the year can decide if we win the North. Nuts. I think I think the Lions win on Sunday, but look, it very well. What if the Lions were to lose the next 2 and the Vikings win the next 2? Then it would come down to the final game of the year. That would suck, but it would. CJ Stroud, 62% point for completion, 363, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he missed a couple games too. And he's on a terrible team. Remember, he's like on the Texans were bad, man. If the 49ers don't stay healthy, everything is up for grabs. Agree? I think that goes for pretty much any team, right? Like if Debo were to go down or McCaffrey go down, that really does hurt their team. And it's the same thing for the Detroit Lions. If Gibbs, well, we do have Montgomery, but say St. Brown goes down or Penei Sewell goes down, it's going to hurt us, right? So I think that goes for any team. Health does play a factor. I would number 1, I would either want the number 1 seed or number 3 seed in the playoffs. Okay, look, I think it's going to be 1 or 2. I really don't think it's 1 as possible. We have a slim possibility, but it's difficult. If we grab Montez Sweat or Chase Young would be the front runners. Oh man, it's close, man. Because you see what Montez Sweat did Chicago. They changed that defense, went great. And Chase Young looking pretty good over there. I don't know if we'd be the front runners, but I think we'd be better defensively. Maybe we're 11 wins right now. Instead of 10-4, we're 11-3. Close. I agree. But again, Montez Sweat, I'm not as upset about because I think the Lions would have to give up first-round pick to get Montez Sweat. Remember, Chicago gave up a second, and that's going to be a high second. Chase Young, I'm still salty about, and I'll be salty for a while until we get – I'd love to get Danielle Hunter in free agency. I don't know about you guys, but that's why I want free agency, 28 years old. Get him a 3-year deal, pay him some big-ass money for 3 years or 4 years. I would love it. Let's see. $5 super from my guy right here. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. That is not that. It is a from Lucas Du Nascimento. I might cry if we win or clinch the division Sunday. So many tough years, man. I'm with you. Thank you for the $5 super. I'm with you, brother. I may be tearing up as well. And if we win this game, we're going to be doing, it's going to be a party live stream. I can tell you that right now. We're going to be, and I'm sure every content creator in Detroit's going to do it. So it's not probably going to be me. I'm sure that Roar the Lions UK will do it. I'm sure that Mark Orem will do it. I'm sure that everybody will do it because we're all been waiting for this moment for a long time. And I know I'm going to do it. I'll probably jump on someone else's stream until my voice is gone if the Lions win on Sunday. I really, really want it. Really, really, really want it. What's your players or players of the game on Sunday? I'll go with Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta. The Vikings are really bad against tight ends. That spells great news for the Lions. Great news for the Lions because you got a guy named Sam Laporta who is having a rookie year for tight end that we haven't seen. He's having an all-pro year just as a tight end himself. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to mass some yards, man, because they're going to blitz. And that I think that is the Lions going to take advantage of that because we got speed players. So look for those two to have big games. Those two to have some big, big games. Saints, yeah, we want Saints to win tonight, no doubt. 12 more likes to 100. Get those likes up, folks, for this One Pride podcast. One Pride, knowing Stafford, I don't want to play Stafford. And I'm going to tell you why. Look, Stafford, we know he could do the pick sixes, and they're 7-7. But I've seen Stafford comebacks in Ford Field. I've seen it a lot. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to play the Rams. I don't. That is the one team I do not want to play. I will play anybody. I just don't want to face Stafford. I don't care about revenge game, Jared Goff going against Sean McVay and Stafford coming back to Detroit. If we lost that game, it would never be over. The last thing we need is Stafford to come back to Detroit. I don't want that to happen. I truly don't. I think that the Lions are better than the Rams, but we all have seen it a billion times as Lions fans. We've seen that good old Stafford comeback, and I don't want to see a Stafford comeback. I've seen the memes where it has, "I like your lead," and it has the picture of Stafford's face getting closer and closer, and because we win the game. I don't want to do it, man. I wanted Sweat for Lions Pat. He would have been great. LFG. He would have been great. Great. I'm going with Gibbs on and JMO on Sunday. Okay, I've got a feeling your involvement Sunday. Yeah, look, man, if you're going speed against the blitz, I agree. Look, that's a good way to go with it. Look, the Lions are a fast team. We can negate the blitz with our speed, and we could really get some big plays on Sunday. Like, if they're going to blitz 60% of the time, you dump it off to Jahmyr Gibbs for a screen, he could take it to the house, man. Like, we have the ability to negate that. And that's, look, I know they run a different defense. They switch things up. They cover. Ben Johnson's not an idiot. Okay? Ben Johnson is not a moron. If you're going to blitz that, you know Ben Johnson's going to cook up. So, and we got a good offensive line that can just hold from that blitz for a split second. You dump the ball off, it could go to the house. So, it'd be interesting to watch. How this is going to go, but I could see a couple big plays in this game. I really could. But, folks, we've been on for over an hour. I appreciate that. Next time you see me live, folks, it's going to be Lions versus the Vikings. We'll be live at 12 p.m. on Sunday morning, so get ready for that. Big game tonight. Big game tonight. We need the Saints to pull off the upset against the Rams. Let's go, Saints. Come on, Derek Carr. Come on, all those guys. Get in there and make a big game. With that said, folks,